Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, many things to mention, from Man City to Barcelona, Real Madrid, but also Victor Osimhen, Rodrigo. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, big hours, big days for Manchester City, very busy on the market. Let me start with the here we go of the last 24 hours. Rayan Ait-Nouri, left back from Wolves, joining Manchester City for a transfer fee close to 40 million euros. All agreed with the player, 5-year deal, medical test on Saturday, and so Ait-Nouri will be the next signing for Manchester City for Pep Guardiola after Tijani Reinders. Reinders will have his medical on Sunday, all set with the player, and then Ait-Nouri on Saturday. After them is gonna be time in the next days for Rayan Cherki. Yes, because Cherki is ready to be the next one at Manchester City. As I told you 2 days ago, agreement done between Cherki and Man City on the contract, agreement done between Man City and the agent of the player. Now negotiations underway. Man City, Olympique Lyon for Rayan Cherki. The price will be higher than 30 million euros. This is the feeling at Olympique Lyon. So there is a conversation ongoing, negotiations ongoing, but the expectation is for Rayan Cherki to become a new Manchester City player soon, and it would be an excellent addition for Man City, a player wanted by several clubs in Germany, in England, also in Italy, but Cherki is ready to be the next one at Manchester City. A very good start to the summer transfer window for Pep Guardiola with the new signings at Man City. The next signing for Barcelona will be a goalkeeper, we know that, and it's Juan Garcia. Why? Because Barca next week will pay the release clause, 25 million euros to Espanyol, agreement done with the player, 5-year contract, is ready to go to Barca. What's the point now on this story? What's important to tell is that the understanding is that Barcelona will have Juan Garcia as their goalkeeper in the squad next season. So the idea is not for Juan Garcia to go on loan. The idea is for Juan Garcia to be part of the squad. And so Iñaki Peña, Wojciech Szczesny extending the contract, Marc-André ter Stegen as part of the squad and back from the injury, and then Juan Garcia joining from Espanyol. 4 important goalkeepers. Iñaki Peña will leave. For ter Stegen, they will need to find a solution, because Barca board will speak to the player after the international games with Germany, but at the moment, ter Stegen insists on staying at Barcelona, and Barca have now Szczesny ready to sign a new contract and Juan Garcia joining the club. So a decision is needed, but my understanding is that Juan Garcia is expected to be an important goalkeeper for Barca, the first goalkeeper competing with Wojciech Szczesny, of course, but in the idea of the club, the first goalkeeper. So we will be following that situation closely in the next weeks, but for sure, Barca won't and will close this deal in the next days. And then we have to mention one more, guys, because there is an important topic, and this Franco Mastantuono. We have been telling you about Franco Mastantuono in the recent days, in the recent weeks. I've been telling you how Paris Saint-Germain have been optimistic in talks, in negotiations for a long time for Franco Mastantuono, in concrete talks, club to club and with the player, but never closing the deal. The reality is that they never reached any agreement with the player or with River Plate. And so what happened? Real Madrid 2 days ago called, then they decided to travel to Argentina with a mission made by Juni Calafat, director of Real Madrid, and they have an agreement done with the player. The contract is ready, 2031. Franco Mastantuono said yes to Real Madrid. He wants to go to Real Madrid. His dream is Real Madrid. So once again, Real Madrid are doing that. Despite Paris Saint-Germain in advanced talks, despite Paris Saint-Germain pushing, despite Luis Enrique calling the player, also Xabi Alonso called Franco Mastantuono, a very positive call, more than 40 minutes together, explaining the plan, explaining the project, explaining the tactical view, and now we can add that the agreement for Franco Mastantuono to Real Madrid with the player is done, and now working club to club to finalize everything and have Franco Mastantuono for Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid after the club World Cup. So Real Madrid will not pay the release clause. They are working around the release clause with River Plate in a gentleman agreement, and so negotiations underway with Real Madrid, ready for a here we go soon for Franco Mastantuono after the agreement with the player. And that was the most important part. When you have the green light of the player in this kind of sagas, is always the most important part. Now the easy part starts for Real Madrid to close the deal with River Plate and to have Franco Mastantuono as one more top talent, top player, super gem for Xabi Alonso and for the project of Real Madrid. Many questions from Real Madrid fans and Arsenal fans on the situation of Rodrigo. Guys, Rodrigo is a player appreciated by Arsenal. There are no doubts about that. For sure he's a player they like. For sure Arsenal will add an important winger this season to the squad, so Arsenal will be busy in the next weeks. The striker, the winger, so it's going to be an important window for Arsenal. We all know that. And Rodrigo is a player they like internally. I would say, of course, a great player, a top player, but at the moment, my understanding is that Real Madrid are yet to receive any official approach, official talks, bid, or whatever. At the moment, it's an internal appreciation for Rodrigo, but Real Madrid are yet to receive any formal proposal or any formal approach. So we will be following the situation. Let's see what Arsenal will decide to do. Probably it will also depend on the budget, how much they have to spend on the winger. This is going to be important. So who's going to be the striker? Šeško, Gyökeres? How much they're going to spend for the striker? How much in terms of transfer fee? How much in terms of salary? So all these kind of details, and then Arsenal will understand how much they can spend on the winger. But for sure, Rodrigo is a player they like. Then, at the moment, it's still not a negotiation, and it's going to be very important to understand what Rodrigo wants to do, whether he wants to stay at Real Madrid, maybe go to Arsenal. So it's going to be important to see what the player wants to do. What the player wants to do is a crucial point also for the Victor Osimhen story, because Hilal made an official proposal. Now they have a new coach, Simone Inzaghi, and so they presented the 70 million euros proposal, 65 plus 5 to Napoli, but there is no agreement with Victor Osimhen at the moment. At this time of the night, still no agreement. Osimhen, Hilal. Because there is also Galatasaray. Galatasaray did fantastic with Victor Osimhen this season. They won the league, they won the cup. Osimhen did fantastic in terms of goals. The relationship between the fans of Galatasaray and Victor Osimhen was fantastic. And so Galatasaray are really trying to break the bank and get Victor Osimhen. Try to find a solution with the player, try to find a solution with Napoli. Let's see if they will be able to make it happen, but Galatasaray are trying. And so the player at the moment is still not giving green light to Hilal. So let's see if Hilal will be able to change the conditions of the deal and get a green light from the player. Otherwise, they will move on, go on different targets, and the deal for Victor Osimhen will collapse. At the moment it's complicated. Galatasaray are trying. Let's see what Hilal can do with this Victor Osimhen story, a surprising one for this summer transfer window, because we always heard about Premier League clubs, but there was never an official proposal from Premier League this summer. Let's see what happens in the next weeks, in the next days, but at the moment the Victor Osimhen situation, one of the most interesting to follow on the market. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories from Mastantuono, what's your feeling on that, and also Juan Garcia, Rayan Cherki, Ait-Nouri, but also Victor Osimhen, Rodrigo, Arsenal, or maybe stay at Real Madrid. What's your feeling, guys? Let me know here in the comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon here on the channel with Fabrizio. Ciao.